Good morning, good evening, good afternoon. And now, it depending on which part of the world you are currently, I want to say to all of my people who always join me, I want to say thank you again for joining the Logan's Hour. It has been a while now. I know since the last time we met here. I think if my memory can serve me right, they've been I think a week and a half now, a week and two or something like that. So but however, it's good to be back. It's good to be back on the Logan's Hour and back in full swing. We have been behind closed door working on some other stuff, but now we're standing. We got some good thing in store. We got some other good stuff in store coming up shortly. Where you don't see us here, we have been doing some work in the background because, like I said, and the other day I told you people here, we are working on a project, and this project, because let me just say this, where looking at us, we just want it to be a Facebook base or YouTube. So if you haven't subscribed to our YouTube channel yet, you can go on YouTube and just click in or tap Logan's Hour, and you're going to see us. And you can also just log on from there, subscribe to the Logan's Hour. Let's make this better. Let's build this up together. And looking at us, we just don't want to be a Facebook base. That's why we are doing everything humanly possible to have our foot on the ground in Liberia, and we are working on that. Trust me. And we want our mommy, our sisters, our brothers to just walk with foam in their hands, and or maybe their local radio and just put two battery inside and just listen to people from Indiana and people from the rest of the world. So we are working on everything to make sure we have ourselves settled. And in Margibi County specifically, that's where the radio station going to be. And we are still working on that. But in time to come, we will be giving step-by-step details. And want to say a very big thank you to all of those people who have been praying for us, who have been there, who have been calling to check on us, to make sure everything is going smoothly. I remember a few days ago, I wasn't on the show for I think 2 or 3 days, and I really thought people don't follow though. And when people met me to some places, they'd be like, "What happened to the show? What happened? I haven't seen you in a while." But I'm sorry for that. I'm sorry that we have been a little tight a few days. We have been engaged with all of activities, and we have been engaged mainly with this issue of working on this radio station in Liberia. So we are back, and our time goes by. We will be in and out because I might just run to Liberia sometimes just for a week and see what's going on, and run back to America after maybe a week and a two like that. So we'll be in and out. Sometimes looking, I also be on. Sometimes won't be on because we want to make sure that our people back home can just have it locally, have their two battery radio and just put it in their ears and listen to all the good things we have for them in store. So I know those in the diaspora can afford, so it's not a problem. So they will always watch on Facebook. So we want those that will be watching locally to also appreciate what we are doing and also benefit from what we are doing. So, oh yes, sorry, my dear brother. This is Thursday. I said Tuesday, right? Ernest Madison. Oh, Ernest Madison. Thank you for that. Thank you so much, Ernest, for that. And I really do appreciate. So I appreciate all of those who always follow us and all of those who always watch us secretly as well. This program is intended for every one of us. It's not just for a few people who normally click and comment, but rather it's for everybody who watch it after the show, watch it before the show, or watch it whatever time you want to watch it. But notwithstanding, I want to say thank you and thanks to everyone who always joining us here. Today is another edition of the Logan's Hour. Today is June 7th. 2022 Tuesday edition of the Look. What Thursday keep coming to my mind? What's happening on Thursday? Ernest, what's going on Thursday? All right, I'm a little confused. I just keep saying Thursday. All right, so Tuesday is normally we normally have our motivational hour, and we have a little slight from our motivational hour these few days, and we stopped talking about our motivational hour. And surprisingly, I went to church day on Sunday, and I met people at my church, and they said, "What happened to the motivational hour?" And those people at my church, they are not involved with Liberians activity like that. They are all different people. They are not Liberians. And the part of the show that they really do appreciate is the motivational hour. And now, because of politics, because of what's happening in Liberia and what's happening around the world, politics have just covered our eyes. So now everything when we come to the show is just politics. It's Liberian politics. It's just community issues. And so when I went to church on Sunday, they were like, "What's happening? What happened to the motivational hour?" That's our most interesting part on the show. So today we will talk a little more about motivational hour, at least encourage some of our young people who has been going astray over the time. And we'll talk a little more about our community. That's why when you see our topic today is "Talk Your Own or Forever Hold Your Peace," they're looking at our queen show face. Welcome, my sister Tutu Makati. Yeah, so tonight we will talk about the community a little. We're going to talk a little more about Liberia. We will talk about our motivational hour because too many crazy things are going on these days. Too many crazy things. Some of the news that I saw, and some of the little beginning I saw playing soccer just in the county me when I heard that one of them I go kill her own girlfriend for stupid out. Like, damn, what's going on? What happening to the young people? I think I just need to concentrate more on my Tuesday motivational hour, encourage young people, and let's deal with the issue. And we will talk about the community a little. But when we get to that community issue, we're not going to talk anything so different. It's just the same thing we have been talking about. First of all, we want to say thanks to our most powerful vice president of the Indiana Young Men Association. He has brought some calm to the Liberian Association group chat. That's what we are talking about, and we do appreciate you, sir. Now you can make all the sleep sound. We're all seeing messages just popping up, pop, 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 pop. This time we can sleep sound. The people always get it here. They say, when no man in the town, woman can take her lap out of kiss, Nick. But now the man enter the town and the group chat rests. On the Madison, what's up to you? Thank you so much for that as well. All right, so let's go into it tonight. Let's start with what we normally do as usual. We're going to talk about some of our advertisement and in everything. They got commercials come first. So we've been talking about this healthcare day coming up, and we have been encouraging people to show face to the healthcare day, and the healthcare day fall on the 25th. And the good thing about the healthcare day is that it is one of our own, Miko Koke, and another young lady. The both of them, they are the brains behind the healthcare day, and they work in the health field. They are all nurses, and they want us to know everything about our health. So the healthcare day is coming up. So it's going to be on Saturday, June 25th. So June 25th, everybody save this date. It's going to be Saturday, June 25th. And the only difference I see, because only one Saturday is between now and June 25th. So Saturday, June 25th, we're going to be at 5240 South Congress Street, Indianapolis, Indiana, 46217. If you haven't stored that on your calendar, I want you to please go to your calendar right now and just pull Healthcare Day. It's going to be on Saturday, June 25th, 9 a.m. to 4 p.m. 9 a.m. to 4 p.m. It's going to be at 5240 South Congress Street, Indianapolis, Indiana, 46217. So everything you need to know about your health, your physical health, they're going to be dealing with that. They're going to be dealing with health education, and some point they will be dealing with blood pressure, tuberculosis, TB, and your cholesterol, those guys that suffer from prostate cancer, and all the kind of small things, and all will be discussed at that healthcare day. So it's important that we all show up to that healthcare day as well, to also be part of this all important things that are going on, because I can rest assure you, this healthcare day, Sis Miko Coquette and her friend or her colleague, they will appear on this Logan's hour, maybe hopefully Thursday, because they had a plan to appear on Saturday, but because of some other reasons, technical reasons, as I stated previously, so they were unable, because I called her and I told her, hey, because of this reason, the Logan's hour will not be on Saturday. And a lot of people miss the Logan's hour, man. Trust me. People, when I went places, people were like, oh, Logan hour, Logan hour, Logan hour. So it came to me, I said, well, the Logan hour is resonating. It makes some sense. It makes some sense. Because even people all in South Bend and other places, they said the only way they know about what happened in our time here is the Logan's hour, because somebody told them about the Logan's hour. So they just wait to follow the Logan's hour. Somebody do not click on, somebody didn't click on. And that's a good thing. It shows that our community is growing gradually. Our voices are reaching places that it has never been reaching. So kudos to all of those who always share this show. Kudos to all of our friends who live in South Bend and Lafayette, Indiana as well. I want to say thanks to every one of you. My content tutu. You're right, my sister. Yep. So another big one coming up. We've been talking about this one. This one is on July 9th. So on July 9th, the Yenti family, the daughter of Mr. Yenti, the beautiful wife of Mr. Jeremiah Saleh, and her sisters, her siblings, they will be appreciating their daddy, Mr. John Yenti. I think he's not a stranger in this time. He been here for some time now. He one of those pioneers, and he's a very humble man. He's not into all these small community noise. He's very reserved, and his daughters, his sons, wives, his wife rather, and his rest of the other family decided that they will appreciate Mr. Yenti on July 9, coming July 9. So it's going to be an appreciation dinner for Mr. John Yenti. It's going to be a 3740 Lafayette Road, Indianapolis, Indiana, 46222. So this dinner is open to the public. They are inviting everybody. Come and show face to the dinner. For more information, you can also call Patient K. Saleh. Her number is 317-737-0599. Please don't call her number for different things. Call her only because of this event I'm talking about here. Her number is 317-737-0599. Also, you can also call Patrick Yenti. His number is 847-942-1263. So that's the two numbers you can call as well. And also ask more about this all-important dinner that is coming up. So the family will be appreciating Mr. John Yenti. Mr. John Yenti, he's a very, very, very respectful man. He's very well respected in the community. The first time I met Mr. Yenti, it was at the church, this church called, what a church name? Pastor Father Church, Carry Tabernacle of Praise. I met Mr. Yenti, I met Mr. Lloyd, I met so many good people in that church. And from that day, we become family. And trust me, after today, Mr. Yenti still respect me. I respect him. And he carry himself in an exemplary way that all the young people want to emulate the kind of character that he possesses. So, Mr. Yenti, appreciation dinner will be coming up. Mr. Yenti, you deserve it. Your children want to appreciate you. That's something that I, Philip Logan, I will be present. And I will be present with my blood plastic as well. If I eat, and I believe I still want to take some, I'm going to put in my blood plastic. Jeremiah said, you're for me now. And then you say, my man, nobody taking nothing. All right, so sorry about that. I don't know. You know, it's hot outside now, so everybody's getting a little hot. So those in Liberia, I want to say sorry for the time the show starting now because we have change of weather in Indiana. So like currently the sun is hot outside. Why it's already 8:50 in Indianapolis. I know in Liberia it's almost 12 o'clock because I heard some people complaining the other day. They called me and they sent me personal text messages to my box and they said the show starts too late. Normally, when the show starts, we are sleeping. I told them I'm sorry about that. But the reason why the show started this time because I try to just save some time because in Indiana here the sun is hot after 8 o'clock, after 7 o'clock. So I just try to save some time at least when the sun is going down to come up here. But I can rest assure you, while we are working on the radio station back home, when everything settle up better, we will also start sooner because we have to be in line with the radio station time because those guys will not be at the radio station after 12 o'clock. And also, during the winter, we will start a little early because during the winter it get dark quicker. So those are some of the changes in the time we'll also experience or we'll always experience sometimes. So I want to say to those of you in Liberia, I'm so sorry that we always starting late because it is the weather, the time on this side, and we working towards the time. So I'm sorry, we will adjust that. We will work on that. I can rest assure you because I know some of you have been complaining that you have to get it the next day and watch the show, and you don't want to be watching the show that have already passed. But we are gradually working on that. We are working on that. And in passing, I want to say a very big thank you to the President of the Republic of Liberia, President George Weah, for at least building a water park or adding a little mini swimming pool to the Invincible Park because the few times um, there was a little floating at the Invisible Park. So the president thought it was when he saw the little children swimming all in that little dirty water that, yeah, there's a need that we pull a little swimming pool right here for the little children. So I want to say to you, President George Weah, I want to say thank you. You see the children, they are all there jeering up for him. Thanks for just at least adding a little thing to this swimming pool here because if you look at the swimming pool from another lenses, it looks like a cross you see here. So at least the children will have to go from this point, swim and come from the other point, swim and go from the other point. Though it's not as big as we all anticipated, but at least it's better to start from small. I know we all have our side that we're supporting. Politics have blind our eyes to everything, but for me, whether you support him or whether you do not, at least we have a little swimming pool now for our children to play in. We have soccer page. That we can all celebrate these kind of small development. And I want to say thanks to my friend Chokongwi and also thanks to my dear friend and brother Pepsi Yeke. I saw all of you in the pictures today. When you see this picture here, you see what I'm talking about. You see my dear friend and brother right there. For the little children. And these are some of the things we are talking about because gradually now, where you see, if you want to come to power, do not criticize everything the person who in power is doing because whatever good he do for you, if you come to power, it will be much easier for you to just build on that and move on. Because if you sees everything to be bad, or when you expect him to destroy it for you to get a good name, when you come to power, it becomes more difficult. At least to at least me a little more that you can build on than to just me everything damage. So in this manner, I want to say thanks to our dear president, President George Weah, for at least remembering our children. Now they have smiles on their face. They can all sit now and say, yeah, we have somewhere to go sometimes if we want to play in pool. Because I remember all in Liberia there when we were coming up, much smaller, except when we were all grown, then we used to go to Edwin Snow swimming pool and other places to enjoy ourselves. But it used to always be some kind of river we going to look for or some kind of water sitting somewhere to swim in. But now the children will just walk to the open park and just have fun. That's what we're talking about. So thanks to you, Mr. President Weah. Thanks. All right, so let's go to some of what I was talking about. I'm taking in a real deep breath because the other one here is sad. Very, very sad. Very, very sad. You know, when the young people these days have reached the point that they can just do anything, absolutely anything, then it becomes so scary for those of us who have our young children growing up. Because the reason I'm saying this is this. Today, there's this story that came from Liberia, and this speaking called Agogo. He played in the county meet. I think some of you heard of him. They begin here. He was a very good player. I saw him in the county meet. I think he played for Bomi County or one of the counties. You know, when I saw this story today that he killed his girlfriend only because he felt that his girlfriend has started to play him low or not giving him attention as it should. So he felt he has lost everything. So the only thing he had to resort to, see him, this man right here, is to kill his girlfriend. So let me just read this story for you. Former county meat player Agogo Berry, who once played for Bomi County, has reportedly killed his girlfriend at his home in Broadville, Maserado County. You hear that? Kill your girlfriend. It is alleged that Agogo stabbed his girlfriend after he starved himself after he killed his girlfriend. So you kill your girlfriend, you starve yourself. What do you want the police to do? You coming up, young little soccer player with a great prospect. One more time can pass. You can be 90 years old, you can still get woman. You can be old as Methuselah, you can still get woman. A woman want you. Woman want different men. Why you have to take away her life? That is so sad. And this is not the first one. The other day, similar thing that they happened again to Iron Gate, LPRC Junction. Another little boy who his girlfriend, she had an opportunity to come to the United States of America, and he felt because the girl trying to stay away from the street a little, he felt that she was playing him low. So he had a plan, and he left his phone in the guest house and told her, "Can you bring my phone over to me, please?" And the little girl thought, "Well, my boyfriend forgot his phone. Let me just run with it to his house." And trust me, that was it. When the guy took the phone, he walked that little girl back in the middle of the road and walked into one kitchen, and he stabbed her multiple times. Killed her because he felt she was playing on him or she was playing him low. And this thing has to stop. It has to stop. It is growing gradually in Liberia. Our young people, young guys feels when the women, because women have more opportunity than men. If you do not prepare yourself as a man and a woman opportunity comes, what do you think she's going to do? She's going to wait for you? It's like one papi I remember, he used to be with this old man that used to work during Dothan. They call Hulu Marian. I went to Hulu Marian one time. We were sitting on the tree, and he tried to narrate his story. He said there was this lady who he took from Liberia during Dothan. He brought her to America, and because the woman felt she went to school and she had everything, she left him and asked him why. He said, "My son, you not understand. I took the woman from Liberia. I brought her in the United States and I sent her to school. When she obtained her law degree, and after everything, she said I will nail her tap and blah 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 blah." What do you expect? You little puppy brought a woman to America, educating her and forget about yourself. Now she has obtained a law degree. She said, "Oh, you're not my tap. All you got to do, let it go. Let it go." The new idea that young people is moving towards these days, killing their girlfriends because they feel they are some superhuman and those girls are their slaves. It's not cool. It's not cool. Today I know I have so many things to talk about, but this is the second time these things is happening. The other day, the other little boy killed his girlfriend on our street. Today, another one again. You play for Bombing County. You can play soccer. You play in the county. Just keep doing what you're doing. When your opportunity comes, the same woman that you see running away from you, she's gonna come back. Nobody can eat no good things. Everyone is attracted to good things. Make yourself better. Prepare yourself. Why do you think people go to the almond tree or to the apple tree or to the plum tree? They go for the fruit that is hanging on the tree. If you don't make yourself productive, why do you think women are gonna run behind you? And young people these days, it has to stop. And now he has been arrested by the Liberia National Police. What do you think is going to happen to him now? With all the prospect, with all the opportunity that God have tried to place in you, he just turned himself down foolishly. Turned all those opportunities down. Then the Liberia National Police arrested him. They said the Liberia National Police has arrested a 28 years old man identified as Agogo Berry for allegedly murdering his girlfriend Monday in the Bravery Iron Gate community. According to the police, suspect Berry was apprehended last night by the police following a tip-off. After reportedly committing the act, the suspect wrote a note to his mother and father, appealing to them to forgive him. So, how come you're brave enough to kill somebody's daughter, then you're writing note to tell your mom and pa and your friends, "Oh, y'all please forgive me. Oh. Y'all know the thing I did to all my friends up there." What's that? That makes no sense. His decision, according to him, reported right out, was triggered due to frustration. Why so much? You got your whole life ahead of you. You got your whole life ahead of you. So what you got to do with what frustration got to kill you? Or you got to kill somebody daughter because you're frustrated. This thing has to stop. This thing has to stop. It is growing and we are looking it. We are overlooking this thing. That's how people are going to lose their good daughters, and people will just see it as fun. Oh, that his girlfriend, man. That his this, man. Somebody carried a child 9 months. You fell in love with her, and now she feels she can stay with you. She don't want to be with you. She believe that the both of you can stay together forever. Boom. You say you're going to kill her. Kill her for what? This has to stop. Young people, young agogo and whatever you call yourself, you're going to spend the rest of your life in jail. Is that why you plan your life? Is that how you plan your life? Is that how you wanted to live your life? Imagine the people's daughter grieving about a little daughter only because of some silly. This is wrong, and it has to stop. Then today again, another news that was from the 7th Judicial Circuit Court in Zweju, Grand Judea County, has sentenced Mose Malan 20 for 47 years. Look at that kind of thing again. Young man, the court sentenced him for 47 years. Look at the young man here. Why are the young people just getting in conflict with the law? Why is it happening the way it's happening? Is it the society? Is it because these days young people are so deviant? They don't follow instruction. They don't follow the laws. The court decision comes following a guilty verdict brought down against Mose Malan for killing motorcycle. So he killed a motorcycle in Plebo Silicon, Maryland County after a year ago. You see that? According to the verdict, murderer Malan will be placed on parole after 30 years, depending on good behavior. Imagine, at least when you're in the U.S. jail here, they will give you banana. You will have your right. But imagine going to Liberia jail for 30 years. It was a man that said to subby, they don't even get food to eat. So when they say I want beer or daisy, my man, you probably can't really play a pack for all. 30 years? $30? Imagine them putting you Bella Yara or wherever for 30 years. Liberia jail or that real. Where the people that also they don't even get food to eat. Then you go into jail for 47 years. After 30 years before you get parole. Today is my motivational hour. I just feel like talking all about motivations. Talking about young people, talking about the problem. Why are we like this? Why are young people just getting into conflict with the law? Thanks to everyone for following us tonight. Tonight is not some of those hot and stimulated topic. This is just to talk about young people and their consciences and seeing a young person killing her own girlfriend because she said, I don't want you or something. Those are bad. And that's it's becoming to be something in Liberia for young people. If you're just joining us, we are on the Logan's Hour, and today's our motivational hour. Thank you again for joining us. We are on the Logan's Hour, and specifically we are in Indiana. And today we just showing light on young people and some of the things they are doing, how they are getting so brave, so brave. I don't know how to even describe the kind of a gruesome murder that is going on. Seeing young people killing young people for no better reason. The only justification is I was frustrated, and if I and that was my girlfriend, and she said she now want me again. Imagine the same woman that you did that thing to turn it around. She murdered you because she saw you was talking to a girlfriend. How will your people feel? And he wrote some stupid letter. Stupid to the core. When you see the letter say you will get so pissed. I saw the letter, that letter, it was one of the dummiest letter I've ever saw. I don't know if I can zoom in and read it for you. Stupid. I don't want to read this here because it looks so stupid. The woman I did everything for, the woman abandoned me, my family for what's that? You know, we young people, we gotta be very careful. We gotta be very, very careful. More of these will happen. And I can say that I can predict that for sure. The young people, some of them, they need to be given capital punishment for committing these kind of acts. They have to, because it makes no sense, absolutely no sense, to murder somebody's daughter only because they think you are frustrated. When I think about it, it is so sad. It is very sad. The other man murdered a motorcyclist. But anyway, such a time, such a condition, such a society they live in. But if we don't take cue from that, young people will just, a lot of young people will think that it is the right thing to do. They will feel that if this person can do it and get away with it, I can do it too and get away with it. There should be a harsh punishment sometimes, real capital punishment. Take you to go bust rock or take you to in somebody farms to go and brush grass and plant crops. That you won't try that to anybody, daughter. Because it make no sense. Absolutely no sense. To murder another person. Only because he say, oh, she frustrated me. She frustrated me. All right, enough of that. So there's this breaking news that came from Liberia concerning the armed forces of Liberia. There was this shooting incident that occurred today at the Star Base on the Bourgeois Island today that led to the death of one of the soldiers. And I want to say our greeting, our sympathy to the bereaved family and to all of my brothers and sisters in arms. And my sympathy go to my dear friend and brother Stephen Carter, because the fallen soldier is one of his comrades as well. So for those of you who never followed this story today, I think I can just read a portion of it because I think reading the entire story might just be a little boring. The shooting incident at the Star Base on the Bourgeois Island killed one soldier. So this was the release from Mrs. Zianga. And they are investigating this story. They are investigating what really happened. And another person is critically injured. Another soldier is seriously injured. So they said what led to the shooting, it hasn't been established yet. So they're still conducting investigation. They are conducting investigation. Liberia National Police is also conducting investigation, trying to collect all of the facts and circumstances surrounding this incident that occurred. And there, the army, General Prince C. Johnson, he will get back to us ASAP. I can rest assure you. But that was a sad incident for one of our soldiers who take upon himself to serve his country. Now has gotten killed. And I was sympathetic to the bereaved family. Today, just all sad news. People just dying here, people dying there. Somebody was saying the other day, what about the United States? People can die as well. I said, well, the United States, people, they have about over 300 million people. So, like that, when you even hear about mass killing in places, 400 people die, 300 people die, it do hurt them because those are all human beings. But sometimes, the way in Liberia, it can really hurt, you can hear the people here like that because we are intertwined. Your family, that my family, we all know each other. In America here, the person can be living right by your heart. Sometimes you will not even speak. They can't even say hello to you, the papa you every day. So that when something happens to them, they can really hear you. But in Liberia, I think right now we have about 4.7 million people. We are partly almost everybody know everybody. So that's why when small thing happen, it hurt the entire country. General Prince C. Johnson, I know how you care about your guys in a uniform. I know the kind of discipline you have put them through. And we're hoping that this investigation bring the perpetrator to justice, whoever person, and for whatever reason. The UCMJ will do their all investigation and make sure this is properly handled. All right, so we have talked all of the issues that have to do with young person killing a friend, and the other one going on. Let's talk about let's just crack it up a little. Let's add a little fun to it and see what's going on right now. So another thing that got my attention, and I just, not to be funny, but I just thought of it and I said, well, let me just ask a few questions to people who following us internet, because I understand the other thing here. And the person I'm about to talk about, now my own mail, I ran his campaign, Senator DeLong. I supported Senator DeLong. I contributed financially to Senator DeLong campaign. And he won the election. And in all fairness, he's doing good. He has exposed a lot of ills in society. He has spoken on so many issues. But what I can understand is this spirit of being too or plus homo. What's saying that they don't take that spirit from? I can understand it. Sometimes when people doing too much, they can almost seem like it's fake. It's fake. Because when you come here, you see Senator DeLong, he's sitting on the ground, even yobbly. You got free chair to sit down in. You a whole senator that representing people, 77,000 people, 17 electoral districts. Where in a war year, our own senator can greet another senator, he sit down on the ground. Even in the United States we're in. Where will I see that one happening before, my people? The senator go talk to Musa Belete and Yobli Kanga Lauren again. He said that on the ground. Then I understand. The senator goes speak to Joseph Walker again. The senator, he said that on the ground. So I understand the other attitude of being too or pro homo. It's not working with me. You see, sometimes people can say, well, it's good to be homo, and the man trying to show humanity and all of that, but it don't cross across. It don't. It done. Honestly, it done. It done. The reason why people would normally sit on the ground if you don't have seats, or the person you want to visit is an older person and just one seat in the house, it's understandable. But you just leaving your seat to sit on the ground because you want to show that you're a humble person and you're a senator for a whole county that has 70 electoral district. I just end up they don't have being too much humble and you gotta slow down some more. Because you're not sounding right. I'm not saying you fake, but it almost looking like something that's not real. You're almost looking at it not real. I think you're doing it for the cameras. And it will be a bad thing for you to be working for the cameras. We will not agree to that. You are our own senator. 17 electoral districts together and vote for you. That place have almost 77,000 people. So you can sit down here, you senator for 77,000 people. Then when you go to your friend hall, they give you a chair, you sit down on the ground to prove that you're humble. No, Mr. DeLong. Once you sit on that ground, you put in the entire Maserati on the ground. You put in your 77,000 supporters on the ground. You look at that, she's a colleague. Jose Yuma Bwaka as well. Though our African pattern would say he's an elderly man or whatever, but he's a colleague. You are a senator. He's former vice president. You need to sit on the ground to prove that you love him or you care about him. You can sit right in the chair and you'll discuss the issues. That thing sitting on the ground, Senator Dillon, please, enough now, Papa. Let's cut it off. Because I can rest assure you, we got another campaign coming up again. And if we ain't careful, you would just be sitting in front of everybody again, Senator Dillon. We can't afford to just see our own senator every minute he sit on the ground, every minute he sit on the ground. I understand. Next year, it's election here. And I can rest assure you this 2022 election that is coming up, we're going to remain neutral in the process. We won't. And hopefully, if we settle in Liberia and have our station kicking, we will not be neutral. Though we will not indulge any candidate because of promotion. We need people to support the radio station. Man, how about we, man? You didn't when the power said be homo, you did that kind of deed that. So how about why you can be saying that from everybody you see now? See my oh my god. Look at Aboy. Abba, not that other one about talking about. Trust me. Trust me. You go and meet your colleague and sit on the ground. But Abba will be meeting the come inside and sit on the ground. So go my lift it up. Yeah, so 2023 it's gonna be, I don't know, but we will find a slogan for 2023. And I can rest assure you, it's gonna be 3 people who will already be into a 2023 election. That are gonna be the current administration headed by President George Manawia. Next would be former Vice President Jose Yuma Bwaka. And third would be Mr. Edizana Cummings. And the real problem here is between Edizana Cummings and Joseph Bwaka, who are we going to support? And that's a serious question. And I can rest assure you, the Logan's Hour will not endorse anybody. The Logan's Hour will show some light. We will speak to ills in society. We will bash some other people. We will, obviously, if we see what is good for the country, we would ask our people, would direct them in the direction I would feel that is okay for the country. Whoever person is the best candidate will win, and what matter, Liberia wins. But we will not be 100% neutral as people think. We would take a side in disguise because Liberia matters. Because Liberia matters. We will not just say and just allow anything to happen. We will become a voice. That's why you see we're doing everything humanly possible to have our voice elevated out there. That the people in Magibi County, Masorado County, Bon County, and all the related counties to Magibi will sit down and just put their radio in their battery in their radio and hear us speak and talk about the issues that we are faced with currently. I know Unity Party people, they are gearing up. I saw one other song posted by my own friend, brother, Bwaka Jaliba and Mo Ali, explaining about Joseph Yuma Bwaka. He's the hero now. He's the pharaoh that has come to liberate his people, the Moses who taken the Israelites. The camp of Mr. Alexander Benedict Cummings, headed by my man Albert. They're coming. They're giving all the story now. How Mr. Cummings is the savior. He's the change agent. He's the Messiah that we have been waiting for. I listened to my own big brother. When I used to go to the Ministry of Information, Cultural Affairs, and Tourism, when my uncle was the minister proper. At the time, he was Deputy Minister for Public Affairs, Mr. Isaac W. Jackson. And he had all the names to call Mr. Joseph Yuma Bwaka. He said Mr. Bwaka is in his 80 years. And Mr. Bwaka is not even close to what the young people want. He's an octogenarian. That's what Mr. What he named Isaac W. Jackson said. So what he trying to say in short, that Mr. Bwaka shouldn't come close to power. Mr. Bwaka should be sitting on his farm or in Ethel Baptist Church and giving instruction to his clergymen and taking care of his grandbabies. And other people have their side, but Mr. Alexander Cummings as well. Some people say he's new on the block. He do not have a political base. And moreover, since the CPP case, his reputation have been damaged. Going to this 2023 presidential election, he might not come even third. And what you say? Going to this election, who will come second? Who gonna go to second round? Joseph Yuma Bwaka and George Weah going to the second round. If Joseph Yuma Bwaka and George Weah goes to the second round, it is over. George Weah going to have his second term, second 6 years, because the matter of fact, Alexander Cummings and the South of the Liberty Party will not support Mr. Bwaka. And even if Mr. Cummings make it to the second round, he's not going to get the support of the Unity Party as well. So for the opposition, this is a real slippery slope they are riding on. I know it's hard. It's like when you live in a bubble, you want to press too hard. That's what happened to the opposition. At a certain point in time, some people will be like, don't say it too much because, it's possible we can stay come back together. There's a possibilities. Everybody talking about the possibility. Are you hear that? All right, but you're right. That's what I'm saying. Everybody's supporting their side. Everybody will support their side in this coming 2023 election. George Weah and the CDC, I can say to you, don't sleep on them. Don't joke with them. They're going to be more brutal than ever before. And it's a new fight. The CDC going to election, they don't play. The Congress for Democratic Change, when they go into an election, they don't play. They go with everything. They fight, even physically. So this will not be a baby play or child's play. It will not be a child's play. It's going to be a serious problem for the opposition. The only opposition that I can tell you that George Weah and his crony they were afraid of, it was the CPP. But now we have no CPP. All we have now is just a group of people. So tell me about it. What do you think happening? It means George Weah going to have his second term in power. But not to eat out of our time here, we will be getting out of here shortly. So now just to talk a little about our motivational hour, about those little boys in Liberia, what is happening right now, that they are doing too much. They are doing too much. And we have to try to cut that off. Other than that, we will see people killing people for no reason. Now the ghetto these days, when you go to the ghetto, let me show you somewhere in some ghetto and see what's happening. USL would be so surprised to see young people, and you see the things they are doing on drugs. So when you see the kind of drugs they're taking, it gets to you. Now, so see this for yourself.
You rolling your tie.
Yeah, what you see him doing there, this thing is before sometimes back in the days when I was small, I used to use the juicer food. That's a chewing gum, the silver part of it, what we call the juicer food paper, the foil. We used to use it, but if that is not around, then you use the aluminum foil. What he's using now is the aluminum foil, and then the ceiling tie. Now, which you use to pour ceiling in the house, you split the ceiling tie and then you cut it into pieces. It's referred to as the cocotte. That is what they use for fire. The stuff you see holding the fire there, under the aluminum foil, the thing that is holding the fire, is the ceiling tie that have been cut into big pieces that has been used for the smoking. Now, when that thing is being put on fire or is being set on fire, as you place it under the aluminum foil, it starts to take the drug that is the heroin. That is the heroin in our local language terminology. We refer to it as the tar. It starts to come from up to down, what we call the rolling process. Yeah, so everything was there because I was into it. There is no one that.
So you see what our brothers are going through. Our brothers are sitting in the ghetto, in a dark and dirty place, looking malnourished. So
Your mother is Guinea.
if we don't fight anything here, you see what's happening?
So, I start going one power friends, some friends, and then start bringing it.
So this thing bring prayer pressure to you?
Yes. Okay. Start doing things where I'm not supposed to do.
Okay. Oh, yeah. How many years of age?
Yeah, now
24. So you how many years you going to go to?
About in the habit of place, no 50 years ago now. 50 years.
Okay.
So you're very small.
So you're very small. You going you leave your parents' house and going to go to.
Are you a Liberian?
No, I'm not. I'm a Guinea man.
Guinea man.
Yeah.
Okay, your name once more.
Richie.
Richie,
My
what?
real name is Richie, but my screen name is Stone Cold.
So,
Stunku.
Yeah, the man real name is Richie, but his other name on the block is Stone Cold. Now, when the man jack your phone and thing, the only name you hear people calling the man Stone Cold. Look at our brothers. See how they are living. Imagine that. Whoever person become president of Liberia tomorrow, you got a real difficult work to do. The Zogos and the Zogis, they are increasing on a daily basis. I remember when we were in Liberia back in those days when we were in school, the people we used to call Zogos, they were just car loaders. They were right on Broad Street. When we live in school, they find you taxi, you gave them $10, $5. These days, they are in every community. Pretty soon, they're going to be in every homes. It's not one person problem. It's every Liberian problem. Whoever become president of Liberia after George Weah, after 2023, your major challenge you're going to face is going to be the disadvantaged youth. The garden will call you Zogo if you do not work on it. The other day, the video that I have in my phone, right now, I can play it. I can play it because if I play it, it means I could be I can get sued for that because they are all teen ages. 14, 13, 10. All the children in the uniform went to school and sitting to one area in Cinco, and they are all smoking. Babies. And somebody was just right in their room and had a phone to the window and recorded all of those babies smoking. And the person sent that video to me. He said, "Oh, my man, you were looking for news play for me." I said, no. Even if I'm looking for news, why would I put people babies on news and for what? All we can do is to give it to authority and look at their parents and ask their parents for whatever daily activities they have for them. Because sometimes most of the things is it's because the mind is idle. Because if the parents is checking on them, their parents checking at their school, they won't be grouping themselves after school to go smoke. Babies, I'm telling you, small children, then 9-year-old, 10-year-old, 11 years old, then so of them group themselves smoking. And they were smoking weed, not cigarette, weed. So imagine all those babies, what you thinking that, oh, the children going to school, they ain't have a school, man. Few years from now, 3-4 years from now, when they're in 9th grade, 10th grade, they can listen to their parents. The next thing they're going to do, peer pressure, one of the other friends going to put in the street. They start smoking all around passing. Boom. The Zogo population start increasing. And when we start overlooking this population that is growing gradually, this Zogo population here that we're overlooking, it started from loading cars, now in area homes, in the community. We stay overlooking it. Something small will just spark up. Before we realize it, it will get out of control. Because we have too many young and hurt young men who had a life in direction. And all of a sudden, one little friend, I said, my man, just take a pool bath. This thing is so good, my man. When you take a pool away, you'll be feeling so good. And our labor took a pool for that day. His life turned around. All the future he had. Well, when you ask him who you want to become, he said, I want to be a medical doctor. I want to be an aircraft mechanic. I want to be an engineer. All our dreams go in flames. Today, I know that fellow looking one. He talking about it. I can do anything. I play my own part. Some of us who have relatives and sisters and brothers we have to be careful. We have to call back home. We have to check on our children. We have to weed the bad apples from one of the good ones. Other than that, pretty soon I can rest assure you, the Liberia that you all love. And after we sit up here, all we want to do go back to Liberia. Some people busting their ass up, going to work every morning, coming from work every evening. Every morning they have the building houses back home. What do you think you're gonna do if that place gets so lawless? Where you find zogos everywhere, teeth everywhere. You're gonna live in peace. You're gonna be so afraid. Why you think these days when little thing happen, your car just hit a motorcycle, the next thing the motorcycle association think about, oh, boy in the car, if I kill the person, what do you think is happening? Because the same population that we are looking, they are gradually turning into motorcyclists. So they already have the mentality. Most of the late children never fought any war, but they all just capitalizing on war. Oh, the war, the war, the war. Most of the little children were just right around the place. The war in a long time. We have to deal with this problem. It's systemic. It's not an individual thing. I know Darrell DeLong, when he get in power, he tried building 1-2 little areas that talk about, oh yeah, rehabilitation, reintegration. Even the DDR, that's what our program were intended for. The disarmament, reintegration, rehabilitation, all of those processes that people have to follow after you disarm, it never materialized. Now, most of those people in the street that we call in Zogos, they were born after the war. They never had arms, but they are so evil these days. We have to deal with it. But thank you again for joining the Logan's Hour. It was a nice one being up here for at least an hour and 10 minutes. I really do appreciate everyone who always joins us. I know we'll not always be here for long. And I want to say hats up to the two presidents of the Liberian Association, former president and current president, Mr. Alvin Pena and Mr. Rufus Tati. We respect you people. Thanks for holding the ground tight. And to all of my supporters, yes, before I leave, let me talk about that too. And we have on Saturday, we have our brother will be Roden Akwe. We'll be honoring Roden Akwe and his beautiful wife, a beautiful woman, Mevina. They are expecting a baby, but we do not know which gender is it. So on Saturday, they're going to be having a gender review. They're going to be at the Northwest Park, 5253 West 62nd Street. You all know 62nd Street. So our dear brother Roland and his beautiful woman will be having a gender review. So you can stop by and just grace the occasion. And right after the gender review, they will have the Indie Lone Star will be practicing right there. So you can also stop and see the Indie Lone Star, the young little team that my dear brother Roland Akwe and the rest of the folks, they are trying to put together as well. You will see all the young guys in this time. So we are encouraging everyone to support our young brothers who into sporting activities. And let's go to the park and support Roden. Roden will be having a general review on Saturday. So I'm calling on everybody to please be at the park as well. So, well, we've been here for an hour and 12 minutes now. So we want to say tonight is not one of our usual night that we're going to be so fireburn. Tonight was just to throw light on some of the ills and bad stuff that is going on in Liberia and how the young people are getting so brave and committing some crimes that make no sense. Young people are just on drugs these days and not paying attention to what matters. So want to say thanks to everyone for joining us. They say if you know your brother or your sister who getting into drugs, talk to them about it. I know. Thank you, G Consistent, as well. To do not Thursday. Today is Tuesday. You know, I got on the wrong side. I got pain in my neck on the side. Thank you. So thanks to everybody. Thanks for joining me again. Want to say we appreciate you. Thanks to those who watching secretly. We also appreciate you, and we hope to see you again on Thursday. Thursday going to be fiery because there's so many information we have for Thursday. And today we just wanted to do our usual motivational hour because those from my church and other places they had this concern. They say, "Oh, your show is Tuesday motivational hour. We don't hear motivational hour anymore." So we just tonight we're trying to talk to some young people, motivate them, tell them to not get into what they want to get into. Killing your girlfriend make no sense because she frustrate you. Going to take drugs because you feel life is all gone. You can do better than that. Thank you for joining us tonight, and thanks to everyone who watched us secretly. We really do appreciate. We'll see you again. We want to talk about the community, but we'll leave all of that for now. We ain't gonna add no tension onto next show. The next show gonna be just how it is, and we say good night, good night.